left with our astute, robust female candidate, ideologue, Noah's Red, who preside over the leadership of Masorado Women's League. As you may be aware, today is being treated in two mixed feelings. The party is saddened by the homegoing of some of our illustrious partisans. Noah's card was a standing tower in the history and the forward march of the People's Revolution, the Martyr Coalition for Democratic Change. And today, as you may be aware, my Butu Vlad Yempa, another full-breath scholar of the Congress for Democratic Change, the Coalition for Democratic Change. But be as it may, as tradition dictates, I will now have the singular pleasure to bring in Nora Red, who happens to be the chairperson of the Women's League of Masorado. Madam Red, you have my honor.
Thank you. Jefferson Koijee for giving me this opportunity to talk to our people in Liberia and the country at large.
Well, Nora, I want to say thank you too. Thank you so much. You can understand. Nora was very close to Nora, and she's been saddened by her untimely departure, and I can see that it's been reflected on her, what you call her bodily look. And by the way, Nora, I can say to you this: that's life. There's no assurance, no surety. We all are visitors here. We want to say, to God all things are possible and all glory is bestowed to Him. I understand when you provided leadership here, we were one of those persons. We want to say thank you to our political leader and our party chairperson for a successful signing of Book of Condolence to the forwarding battle-tested cadres of our party. No, without stupor, we can say to you that yet you have gone, but the pages within the Congress for Democratic Change and the Coalition for Democratic Change shall never forget your footprint, your indelible marks in history of our party. Children and yet unborn, poem will be written in your honor, reflecting your memories about the historical role you played in this party. You joined this party when we were at a crossroad, when it was a difficult moment, in the critical moment of our history in 2017. You walk into this grounds of the Congress of Democratic Change. You shifted the argument. This country went stand still. I remember on our fateful day, your words were very clear in front of the face of our political leader. You said, for far too long I've waited and studied around. I have now come to come in contact with the populous people revolution. And you can be assured that my journey today, I shall not be a spectator. That was those words. And certainly, you did that. You fought with us until we ensure victory today. Again, as disciple and follower of Jesus Christ, he said there's a time to be born and there's a time to depart this sinful world. We say, let peace be unto your arches, wherever you are. So today we want to say to the bereaved family, we want to extend our deepest condolence on behalf of our party, all of our partisans. You know yourself very well. We pray that May our good of God bring to you peace and mercy wherever you are.
Okay, to continue your main rivalry in the pending election, Senator Darrell Stillon just released his campaign team. How do you make of it? Are you jittered about the composition of his campaign team?
Thank you for the question, but for us, we are not surprised and we are not jittered either, because you know this man in question has proven himself to the Liberian people and the world alike. You know, when you are desperate, even when you are falling in a casket, you won't know that you are falling in a casket. That's how desperate this individual is. And we've pitied him. We pitied his condition so much to the extent for him to appoint or to nominate this personality.
Who's the president of the
You know?
Prophet Key. We all know your talk show host. And you know, when I said we were not surprised, because there's this saying that birds of the same feather flock together. What we are moved by the most is by this individual who the people of Liberia look up to for direction, to be bringing somebody on board who have insulted motherhood. You know, motherhood is sacred. And so this individual has a parent, he has a mother. We gave birth to him. So for him to be looking at somebody as such who always said nothing good but insult the most sacredness of motherhood, to bring this man, this individual, as one of his campaign chair or member, you know, it's so saddening. And we will not speak much, because you know this message is already clear. It have gone throughout the country. This is not only about Monserrado. We got people in the 14 counties. We're talking about Liberia in general. So for you to have a sitting senator that is appreciating an individual for insulting us, we women, it's an open challenge to all the women, not only Monserrado County, the women of Liberia, the young girls, the young folks, not only women, but even the boys, even the men. And this is not about CDC. We are discussing parenthood. We are discussing womanhood. So, in order to teach this individual a lesson that he will never forget, even in his grave, we want them to turn out in their numbers. The women of Liberia, the women of Monserrado, few days ago after his appointment, you saw the number of women. They were in the thousands. They even went to his house to tell him that this time around, there is no chance for you. The fact that you wholeheartedly welcome by appreciating this individual for insulting with the women of Monserrado and the women of Liberia, we say no to your bait.
The chairman, let me just, I think this should be, yeah, I think this will be my last question from my end. What make you think, what are the indicators that you are looking at that make you to think that you're going to win this coming election? Besides, your chairman, Boba Molu, has offered his job for grab if they were to lose the election or if the CDC is to lose the election comes December 8th, Moses Akanos Gray, the lawmaker, Abu Kamara, they also put their job up front for grab a day if the CDC lost the election. So what are the indicators, what are the variables that you are looking at and making you to be overconfident of winning this election?
Well, thank you so much. I just been marveled by the brilliant display of Laura. And I like the point that she mentioned. It is beyond politics. It's not just about seditions. And she also went 2 steps further. And she said, not just women, but even men. Because what is in question here is motherhood. There's no soul who haven't been bad of a woman, who haven't been bold of a woman. Each and every one of us, every living being, you can say to yourself that yes indeed, we were given birth by our mothers. That is what is on threat, and that is what is on question as we speak presently. There should be a melting point of all of us. Whether you believe in CDC or not, whether you accept George, we are ambassador, we are Thomas Fowler. This argument should be a point of convergence. A point of convergence. We must converge here on a single purpose. We must agree that an open defiant and an open celebration against motherhood must be resisted with all that it takes. Not just women. Liberia as a whole, this country has gone through a lot. We cannot afford to give birth to a society of lawlessness. We can no longer, after blood was being spilled in this country, after people have been amputated in this country, after this, there's so much. And now to see people to begin to institutionalize lawlessness, to give national platform to people who is notoriously known for the constant abusing of our mothers, of our women. And he found pleasure in that. What baffles us most is the one who projects himself with the touch of morality. The one who projects himself as a saint in these electoral processes. That is what surprised not just only sedition or baffle, not just only sedition, but every Liberian. Only those who happen to be children of Satan or a priest who has satanity will say they cannot condemn this decision. And I think this is a last straw on the camel back. He has proved that. To even go to their stand and begin to receive gifts. A product come to us, it is a form of endorsement. And listening to the justification given by this character and saying to us that because these men invectives in no way have been the way to what you call take away mysterious life, or it's not responsible for the hardship of the people. How dare you use that? I think if this comrades in a church, the church should be considering expelling this man. He must be expelled. Expulsion must be given to him. We challenge the church in which this man go to participate and worship. If you are a person who believes in God, you must not, in an association with this character, must clearly tell you that that's an auto-define. And that's why, brother, you could not express it more better than what you have done. We think that even the church, those of our people, even Prophet Muhammad, say to us, he talked about peace, he talked about obedience, he talked about protecting our women. But we have a man who's supposed to be one of the progenitor of protecting our mothers. I even understand that he's a victim. This person preyed on his mother as well. Today, they say even when a gift for Satan should not be accepted. And you say to us that this man only gave you gift and you receive gift from him. So because you, like Nora said, when a person is in a state of desperation, his reasoning goes for vacation. He doesn't reason anymore. He's so desperate that even Satan invite him for dinner, he will graciously go and say, because once that invitation will assure him victory, that's how people can do anything. And that's why he keep apologizing. He's never real. There's a person who believes that sentiment is what should be utilized to prepare him to the office of the Senate, to the Senate. And that's why we said clearly to him that he's a product, a beneficiary of an accidental tragedy. And that accident cannot be recalled. It cannot be replayed. It cannot be repeated. And you say we cheat about him? No, we cannot. We not. We petted him. We petted him as he exit. We thought he would exit in honor. But as the look of thing, you have a character that is exiting in shame and dishonor. If he's not apologizing for his utterance, he is retreating on comments that he had made previously. He is demonstrating naked arrogance and chronic arrogance to the extent that he said to people. So the reason is the real him is being buried in him. Whenever he tried to hide, the real him pop up. A few days ago, he insulted the journalist. Said to the journalist that those questions, how then you want to insult people? And today you worry and say, why people? Now with you today, even those of the people who have assisted him before have got to discover the real nature. Have got to discover the element. He's a serpent with 3 heads. He's a serpent with 3 heads. So even Cummins have discovered that. He's a serpent with 3 heads. He pretends to be humble. He has an insatiable quest of becoming president. He has an insatiable quest of becoming president of this country. So then, what guarantor that those political leaders will feud on him? And you think you want to utilize these people and you're trying to become a man before the day come to an end. And I think Cummins, who happened to be the lesser evil among them, is soon not realizing. And that's something I see. If I should make a choice, I will make a choice with Cummins. Because if I don't know who are the, and I said that in my article, I don't know who are Cummins' political advisor. Because, trust me, I got some sympathy for the ANC, and I will say that very clearly to you. The ANC were once upon a time, there were elements and there were cadres of this party who deviated with the fundamental understanding of our party and decided to form the party called the ANC. Whatever the situation may be, we will still carry a soft spot in our heart for them. Because they were once upon a time here on this ground. We funded these people, we funded these people, or these popular people revolution along with them. It's because of some misconception. And they decided to form, of course, if we were to make a decision among and say the lesser evil, of course, ANC. So we are asking, where are the political pundits under the advice of the Cummins? Now you see a man, a failed, and like the young people can say, a dead unity party. A party that is already dead. Feast on the glory of the ANC. A fresh new party. Your first time contesting Cummins. Your first time contesting Cummins. You got over 50,000 in Maserado. You defeated them. Of course you did. You defeated them. Today, these people who, the Liberian people have spit them out, Atespino has rejected them. They ran to you to find refuge in your sense of morality, in your expertise. But they are not grateful. They are not grateful. They go to you, they benefit from you, but they despise you and they think they're smarter than you. They think they're smarter than you. They go for critical elections, they coerce you. And come in, you sit there and you think you're among them. No. Like I said to you, they are 3 in 1. And come in, you think you're in a coalition. No. You're not in a coalition. You're not in a coalition. You have 3 people. You have one serpent with 3 heads. The ANC, what you call, the ALP, the United Party, and the LP. Then you, the only stranger among them. That's why whenever you go for decision, they go in their process. You are victimized in the County. We may not be there, but we have forces working for us. They report to us on a daily basis. Make no mistake, we preside over the biggest intelligence of this country. The Youth League chairperson of the government party, the Coalition for Democratic Change. What did they do? They conspired against you. How can you come as want to be president? The 5 most political country, you have been robbed of it, and you think we don't know it? You bankrolled them. Well, Dylan, many days ago he pretended to you and act like he likes you. He sat beside you. He thinks he's smarter than you. He deceived you. I'm glad that you're beginning to understand. Among all of them, you are the only closest person to the presidency. You are the only. If all should go well in Ambassador, you are the only closest person. Jefferson Koijee said that, historically speaking. And we just oppose them by their character and their chances to win the elections. How dare you go and compromise the chances with these people? And you think you're in a collaboration? That's not a collaboration. That's a single serpent with 3 heads. And now they are feelings on you. You are the innocent person. You see? Because you are not with them. See what's happening with them. The sooner you get to realize you cousins, that you are the engine and you are the fulcrum in projecting the survivability. If I were you coming, you'll be thinking about putting your own small parties together. Let me provide a strategy for you. You will put your party together who look up to you for direction. Enough for people who see that they are your competitor and they say you don't want to be president, but they go and take your money like Dylan is doing. He take money from Prophet Key. Somebody just tells them and say, oh, he say he rejected the man. Oh, but you take the man money? You take the man money and you put the man on your campaign. That's what the thing is. So come here, it's only good to bankroll them. Come here, it's not good. You say the man is chairman for the collaborating party. But as chairperson, he got no say. Logan Deshaun #1, he been disrespected. He been undermined. All of them send their candidate and they pretend. Why you treat the man like that, like one stepchild? And you say the man is your chairperson. When we were here, when we were bringing us together, it was clear. We said effectively clear that Ambassador we are remain the arrowhead, and those things were clear. If you cannot decide now who will hear you and win, that 2022, that 2023, that's just charade. They will just get together, Cummings. Where primary you going to? There's primary. First of all, they don't say to you that none of you people are ordained. Or they were not ordained to be political leader, but they are ordained to make you senator. So that when you become senator, then your selfish question overwhelm there. You say, in fact, now you say to people that you don't need the people. You don't need the people. And that's why we want to say to you clearly on this note, Jane, I understand how you feel. This is the CDC headquarters. We are here to put out the message. It's not on the business of your dictates. So we came here to ensure that those contradictions have been lingering in the corridor. Must be nipped in the bud. Decisively. And that's what we have come to do. These elections are very clear. The right things are on the wall. It's clear. In fact, you bring a character that constantly abuse our mothers and our parents in this country. And you think you are a moral person here, and you say you are somebody, you got moral compass. You got no moral compass. You are bankrupt morally. So I want to say to you clearly that these elections is about the Liberian people, and the Liberian people made decision in 2017. I'm not saying to you that all is well in this government. It will be foolhardy for me to say that to you. But I'm saying to you with the support of the Liberian people, with the constant harassment in an attempt to destabilize the people to govern their country. Yet still, this president has managed to keep this country on the trajectory of the forward march of our country. We want to say to you, Liberian people, you made a decision in 2017. All we ask for you is a collaboration. If you say we're not doing well, 2023 we'll get back to the battles. You can make your judgment. But do not support anyone who say their achievement is to constantly disrupt. We do not want disruptor. We want contributor. This country has seen a lot. We're not enemy. We are seeing a lot in this country. We want people who will support this president, who will ensure that the work disrupting cannot pay people's school fee. Disrupting cannot put bread on the table for people. Disrupting cannot solve the issues of the people. When you say causing can't solve the issue of the people, even you're going to disrupt. We want people who will help this president, so that when this president go, he will have no excuse to tell the Liberian people, I could have succeeded if you could not have given me a person who said his fundamental achievement. Let me tell you, if you elect this guy, there's a likelihood for a potential, chaos. We don't want chaos. The man is emotionally intoxicated. You have a man who is the man cannot control his own emotion. Every day, as young as I am, I can't apologize for what I have done over the period of time. You hear the man is constantly against himself. The man needs an emotional surgeon to ensure that his emotion can be tamed. What kind of man you are intoxicated with your personal emotion? Now, every time you speak, either you insulting a journalist, or you threatening the president, or you threatening the citizenry. If that's the man you want to be a face of this country, let us rally, Liberian. Let's forget about the personal thing. And let nobody say to you, by electing the law, they say, well, no, we will not elect. Oh, hang on. I'm not treating people are not friends. A bunch of enemies because they have a similar hate for the president. And once that hate is no longer, they will begin to see. That's why we call them serpent. One serpent with 3 hairs.
Okay.
Yeah, come on.
Okay. I have questions for you.
How many questions? One?
I have questions.
Okay.
Let's talk about your rally. You had a rally here that you call Blue Tsunami or Blue Day, that you have so many of your supporters who turn out. Why, after the opposition came out with their day, that is the 5th, looking at it to be a set time that they selected to launch their campaign, you came back to like say you're going to close your campaign on that day? Is it that you don't want them to have a campaign launch, or is that a way that you finding to maybe disrupt the activity that may result in violence? And just to close up with that, why the CDC always thinking about Senator Dillon saying he's not going to win? Is the CDC prepared to send their candidate, Thomas P. Fowler and Senator Dillon, to debate why the people of Musrado County should decide on them?
Well, thank you so much. Let me just nip your argument in the bud immediately. Yes, it's just simple. These people say we have failed. The government is unpopular. It's an open challenge to them. All they need to do, don't wait for the 5th. Call any day, go to SKB. Because you are the most popular people. You haven't heard before. But Unity Party said they, because we knew that we enjoyed the unhindered confidence of the Liberian people, without delay, we declare a day in a couple of hours. That's how popular people behave. If you enjoy the confidence of the Liberian people. We say to them, the SKB is there. As a mayor of this city, I can guarantee them, even I will pay for it. I can pay for SKB. They don't, without no cost. It's an open challenge. I will pay for SKB and provide water for them. That is select a day and go there. That should be a victory before the election. It's an open challenge to them. I will do that. I will purchase and pay for SKB. All they need to do is they should find the day and go there. Only aspect of the 5th, you see, that is the same deception we talk about. They're not honest enough to tell. Ours is a very organized party. We have written neck. We can show you copy. We have written neck ever since all of the days that we operate. In fact, I had neck operate. If to say we haven't written them, they could not have done our date. They did it in what you call it was in chances 20 was this 2018 or 20 yes in 2018 district 13. It was then Edward Papi Flomo. Edward Papi Flomo have written for the for the iron factory fee. And we didn't know. He had launched previously and he was closing. So we thought it was to use it. I can tell you, listen, I'm telling you, Koijee was there. You know what it did? They said to us, no, because election commission can ask you to present your timetables. What will you be doing? It's not out of strategy. These people are deceptive. Because they knew fully well that we have written, they have done nothing. Do you think that they see people will have a day? There can be no issue people can cause demonstration. Do you think when they were honest and the day was a day, they will cause no disruption for that? But you see that is seeing this, that is seeing deception. They are unable to come clear and say to you, these people have written ever since, and those dates was being given to them. So what happened to us in 2018 about the by-election Sir Joseph? We went there. Koijee said it was not possible. You know what we did? We even have to negotiate with Edward Papi Flomo. And Aha Khan were able to. So you see, we wrote for our day. And we said November, on the 21st of November, and on the 5th of December. That letter is given tonight. Carry your camera tonight. Go and ask the question. We have written ever since, because we are organized a responsible party. That's how we would do. And I challenge them. They haven't written anything when you check. They got their picking date. They survived on sentiment. That's what I'm saying to you. Stop it, good friend. You may be, lucky to sentimentalize, but those things are not sustainable. Get into this process with concrete argument and with tangible. And that's the unfortunate thing. So we haven't taken no day. So beyond that, one of the favor now, I've given them an opportunity. The only one because the party has written. We ask the chairperson, we publish that letter, you can go to NEC, that will tell you our date was being asked for 2 months ago. 2 months ago. We have written them and we give our entire campaign itinerary. But the man say people are disruptor. This man say he's just going to go to the center, you be chakla anything. When you chakla they're not what we need. The same chakla thing he's trying to do. So on that thing, there is no day. The 5th was been written for. We get. So if they want another day, if he say he won the election already, he's so popular, I challenge him, and he without no cost. Then he go to SKD will be paid for by me and my family resources will use that, and we'll also lobby with friends of goodwill so we can provide water for them. They can go there. Let him go and fill in. He said that he got 100 and what he got 100,000 plus vote. He can go and carry 100,000 people that voted for him. They can assemble. That is the same arrogance we talk about repeatedly.
Yeah, lawmaker, my name is Happiness. I have a concern. I have a question. My question is going to be: you have 15 senatorial candidates now on the Coalition of Democratic Change ticket, and these people fly in the emblem of the Coalition of Democratic Change. Now, my point is that your government, because they are going to be elected based on the legacy and the present developmental achievement of the government. Are you done sufficient enough that the Liberian people can think twice to vote your candidate into power and make the economic meltdown and hardship in the country as well?
Well, thank you. That's a very brilliant, and I will be very honest with you. You say sufficient enough, I will say absolutely not. We haven't. Can you say to me, am I convinced that yes, we could do better? Yes, we could. And that's why we say to you, to have us sufficient is not something, even you gain, but we are 6 years. I don't think we can reach the sufficiency. But all we ask for at this point in time, it is the collaboration of the people. We want them, we have begun the process. We can say to you, out of the 15 counties, we can say we have done sufficient, but we can say, oh no, he's there. Every country have gotten touched by him. It's the first time in our country. Every country. You can check any country, there will be a process about this government, about our engagement. We have started something. You can see every country got to say something about his engagement. At the same time, we now are asking our people. These are our ambassadors. Can you help? The president has sent out 15 persons. We are appealing to the Liberian people. You just made decision in 2017. You made a decision. You made him president. He's appealing to you. You gave me a tax to do your work. Please, can you help me work with these people? I'm giving you lieutenants that can help me achieve your work. These are people who bear my confidence. So he's saying to the Liberian people, please, if you want me to be a successful person and you want me to work for you, here are the people that I am depending on. So please elect them so that I will have no excuse when I come back to you in your country, 2023. You, the people, can say, everything you asked for, we did it. You have no reason not to complete the tax we gave you. So, Ambassador, we are saying he's appealing to the people for the continuation of 2017. So that's why he thinks these people must come. But to say to you, to sit here on this camera and say that we have done sufficiently enough, that would be foolhardy to say. That would be deceptive to say to you. I want to say to you clearly that we are on the trajectory of making progress. So we ask you, Liberian, to stand with us. We ask you, Liberia, to understand, to help us work, to rally around countries that are successful. They are successful because the citizens fought alongside with the president. The citizens remain supportive. The work. You cannot say because you're so desperate to take state power, so you will do anything, even when it comes to embarrass this country, you will do everything possible to embarrass this country. The embarrassment is not about the leaders in power. The embarrassment has a trickle-down effect on the ordinary masses. So on the basis of that, I want to say to you, Mr. Journalist, we haven't done, but we are very optimistic that yes, indeed, with Ambassador we are astute leadership and stewardship, we are certain that we can make impact in the life of our Liberian people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lastly, Chairman, yeah, during the Blue Day, we observed that party officials and other, including the president of Liberia, was there, but we did not see the vice president, who is also, playing key role in the party. Does it mean that the CDC is gradually falling apart?
No, the CDC falling
And you
apart.
did not answer the debate question.
No. The issue about the debate. No, who can debate here? He said, well, DeLong can debate Farah. Then he debate with Farah's success. Debate is not Jabbernon. Debate is the impact in the life of the people. Farah, DeLong think today, no. Debate was yesterday. And that's why Farah, by the way he governed his people, that was debate. Debate was changing a man's story. Debate is building a university. Debate is providing clinic for people that will be in labor or you cannot afford to go to JFK. But a clinic in Nesdo, that is debate. Debate is a Tifa high school that a poor seller who's selling Grampy and potato grain, who cannot afford to go to a school with a very expensive tuition. That is debate for the poor people. Debate is providing pen and motorbike for a young man who can turn to a fire throwing home and solving their issue. That is debate. Debate is giving market women loan. That is debate. Debate is interacting with the people in the community. Debate is giving market women loan and banning school. That is debate. So the debate was yesterday. And that's why Tomo Farah has successfully debated in the life of the Liberian people. Tomo Farah has debated, and because he debated so well, and that's why District Number 5, without stupor, they were able to grant him 3 times an opportunity to serve them. He has debated so well in their life. If you want to debate, he will debate you in the community. That's the debate.
Mayor Jefferson Koijee, my name is Peter Bonyiga. Mayor Koijee, you did not answer the question. Does it mean the CDC is falling
The
apart?
vice president's question.
No, we got no division among us. I don't know, you keep trying to manufacture what's not in existence. The vice president is somebody that we respect so dearly. And you see Nora is here. The vice president, she's our vice president. Well, you know, people are too insensitive. You journalists have to be sensitive a little bit. This person is bereaved. You see, you can't say she's going through a lot. The vice president was very close to the minister, and they were very, very close. And in the manner in which he lost his life, we need to be sensitive enough. Let us start politicizing real issues. And I think the vice president, she is a respectable personality in this country. If she got any issue, it's not for journalists to be second guessing her. She's responsible enough. She will mount the microphone. She will state her feelings. She's not somebody with lesser words. She's very eloquent and very articulative. She will let you know. As I said now, we empathize the condition that the vice president is in. We enjoy working with our vice president. The president appreciates the vice president very well. There are people who are working harmoniously. And there's no attempt by naysayers and doom preachers who want to see this country fall apart and want to use the vice president as a bit of division. That is not possible. So we want to say to you guys, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.